The React Review is coming at you, delivering hot takes on movies for all to see. The React Review is coming at you, enacting all of our favorite scenes diligently. Stealing the whole scene when you're dealing with Oshin. Do the taste come as promised, better take it to Thomas. If the movie ain't boring, you can view it with Orin and review it the theater once you're cool with Sophia. The React Review is coming at you, analyzing movies of all genres, no matter the thrill. The React Review is coming at you, paralyzing viewers when they're stunned from our acting skill. Understanding the story, you'll see the glory with Rory. If that ain't nothing to gloss, you'd need to cross with Ross. Whether film good or bad, our renditions be rad enough to wager this bond from the stage and beyond. The React Review is coming at you.
The sensors are genuinely like not working today.
Okay, this working. We went to see Free Guy.
Free Guy was about a free guy called Guy who was living in a video game simulation where he was a non-player character.
Until he puts his sunglasses on, and when he does, he stops being an NPC and becomes one of the main characters, like a player.
Then he meets a woman who actually helped create the game, or the code that is the basis of the game, and they end up falling in love.
He finds out that he's not real.
The two developers made a game and they wanted to publish it, so they went with a company to publish it, and they scrapped the game but took their code and made their own game, and they were trying to prove that they stole their code.
So, what do you guys think of the movie?
Loved it.
I loved it.
Really enjoyed it.
That was good.
I must say it's
thought it was alright.
Rory, what did you think?
It was very enjoyable.
Would you say it was forgettable, or would you say
I would not say it's forgettable because I have not.
That's good.
Yeah,
You
it's
remember
it was like a few days ago, Rory.
I mean, you forgot about Freaky completely.
Same.
Yeah, it had a really cool like hook and lots of like really interesting special effects, like graphic design and stuff. And Ryan Reynolds is.
Why do you remember crush on him? Every film we go and see, keep it as a crush on one of the characters.
Oh,
You get a crush on and then you get a crush on the else.
Cillian Murphy. I know him. I didn't impress anyone in Freaky though.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah, we're not talking like romance, we're talking about the movie.
I really liked it. It was good. I like video games. There's a lot of video game stuff in it, and also it's just Ryan Reynolds.
I really liked Buddy, like he was pretty funny.
Buddy was the best character.
Yeah, it was
He really was. Like, you think he's a bad guy, and he's like, "Oh, guy, you want to fight me?" But he's just a big bumbling dumbass. Like, guy's just like, "Okay, I'm gonna teach you how to be nice. Where are these? Look at what you're missing out on." He's just like, "Bam!"
Can I say about that? I really didn't like that scene because there were two people in that room with him. There was Buddy and then the love interest girl, the sexy lady or whatever. And he didn't offer her the glasses.
You mean Bella?
Like that sucks. Why doesn't she get to have the sunglasses? She would have taken them.
That's
So
very
that
true.
annoyed me.
Good point.
But you had sunglasses though?
I didn't like. I thought that was a bit sexist.
I really like that about you, but we go and see movies and you'll always find something that's either sexist or that is.
See, oh, she didn't see the movies. We're just analysing me.
Yeah, it's the flanderization of Kiva Darling. She likes men, and she thinks everything is feminist.
Can we edit this down?
How come we didn't? You started it out, Shane, like.
Yeah, true.
But
You felt kind of sorry for Ryan. Yeah. Right, I'm pretending that I saw the movie.
Okay. But
I think it's kind of a bit like me. I've always looked for my dream girl and I've never found her yet.
We're talking to the movie, you're not
anyway.
Personally, I thought the movie was too long, but too long.
Let's cut there.
Roy, what did you see your favorite part of the movie?
I think I'd have to say it is that guy, the streamer guy.
Ah,
Who-
the streamer guy.
The one who Channing Tatum is in the game, but he's not Channing Tatum in real life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. It's really funny that his character in game is like really deep voice, and then they go to him in real life and he's.
It's like
What does he
virtual
sound
reality.
like? Can someone do an impression of what he sounded like?
Shut up, Mom! Get the Hoover off, Mom! I don't know if that's what it was.
That's quite
Yeah, so
accurate.
that's it exactly.
I want you to say my catchphrase, okay?
Do you know what time it is?
You know what time it is?
Do you know what time it is?
Do you know what time it is?
Do you know what time it is?
It's crab o'clock, baby.
God, Mom! I'm in the middle of a game!
What are you doing with that vacuum? God!
You're 22 years old, living in my house. There is no God.
Also, just a sidetrack, did anybody think that the lead character's character, like Bayonetta, like reminded them of Bayonetta? Bayonetta from the Bayonetta video games. Because, like, she wears latex, she's got a British accent, she looks nice, she's
Wasn't
got
that
short
every
hair.
video game girl, latex, looking nice, sexy accent?
That's kind of annoying.
Yeah, she looks like every video game girl.
Yeah.
And I'm not into video games at all.
I don't know Why are you staring at me? I'm not talking.
I really like the scene where they were kind of like essaying existential dread, where like he's saying that he realized that he wasn't real, and he's panicking, and he's feeling like stressed, and he's sad, and he's depressed. And so he goes to his friend's house and sort of vented to him, and he says, his friend says, it doesn't matter, we're just two dudes in this room, and I'm just a guy caring about my friend. I thought it was really sweet.
Yeah, I think we've all had existential crises, so we can all relate to that.
Yeah.
So guys, a really quick query. Buddy's the police officer, isn't he? See, when we first talked about him at the beginning of the review session, I thought he was the big jacked guy. That's actually dude. Yeah, like I was talking about like the way they meet each other, but I didn't realize you were talking about the police officers. So I was like,
Oh, that's so good. You could put an arrow pointing to your face going, this guy doesn't know what's going on.
this guy's stupid. He doesn't know his synonyms.
I like the part with the coffee shop where Free Guy, you know, not as usual, like he always orders coffee every single morning during his routine, but instead he asked for a cappuccino, and the lady was just so confused by it.
Like what?
I mean, like,
I
yeah.
think if you look at the board behind her head, all the orders behind her head are medium coffee, 2 sugars. Like, you know, it's actually saying
Yeah, I was
that.
like, yeah, I was just gonna say it worked, but there wasn't, and like, and then he joked about like, I'm only joking, I'll just get my usual, and then like, he just went on with his day.
It's like there was a glitch in the video game.
Yeah.
It was the first time you thought this is kind of sinister almost. You actually can't change.
It's like the developers never intended for players to pick that option.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hi, guy.
Hi, coffee lady.
Coffee, cream, and sugar.
Actually, I think I like a cappuccino.
What did you say, guy? I hope you're not going to cause any trouble.
A coffee cream 2 sugars. Don't have a good day. Have a great day. Okay. So Ross,
Yes.
what do you have to say?
Well, thank you, Roy, for asking. What I have to say is, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. This might be a bit of a hot take, but I thought that the villain, like the evil corporate guy, game developer guy thing, I think he was actually a very enjoyable character.
No.
Good,
Enjoyable in terms
Yeah.
of
good energy. Good.
Well, not good energy. Bad energy.
Good
Bad
Entertaining.
energy.
Did you
But
like that?
I think it was very enjoyable.
I wouldn't say it was the best
Yeah,
character.
that's okay.
I felt like he was exaggerating it quite a lot.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it wasn't realistic enough.
Well,
No.
it wasn't a realistic film, so it suits it, I guess. But it just
absolutely.
felt like, because I was watching behind the scenes and they were talking about how talented it is, and I think he had a bit of an ego with him. It was playing off it a little bit. So it put me off.
It's like, you think, this guy's a completely inept villain, but like, he's got so much charm. Like he just goes off on his employees. Like you just can't help but laugh at him. Like you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, he is.
I wouldn't say it's
No,
charming.
I don't know.
I think he's obviously like an absolute arsehole.
Yeah, but you gotta love someone.
He's desperate for people to like him.
No, he's not.
He was forgettable, like,
he's
forgettable.
a horrible
I
person.
remember.
But like, very rich people who get very successful, especially when they don't work for it, he's stolen most of his success. They're obviously going to be arseholes, so it makes sense. But as you say, it's OTT as well.
Blue shirt guy! Somebody get this blue shirt guy off my shirt! You the Kentucky man, why would we make an original game when we can make a sequel that would make us more money? You over there, stop working this sequel now! Runs all service, we ain't having any of that! I'm done! Blue shirt guy is dead!
Yes.
Well, the players are treated like heroes, so they didn't really know that they're not actually AI themselves. Like they obviously assume they're AI. They're like heroes of the world.
Yeah.
True.
But they're not exactly heroes, are they? Because what does he call them heroes?
Yeah, they call them
They're
They call them heroes, but we noted that
They cause destruction and damage.
Yeah, exactly.
He actually.
Yeah, how can a hero cause destruction? That's
Yeah.
a hero's meant to be someone that
That's
saves their day.
They're not sentient, so they
It's just-
send their
yeah.
You know,
heroes.
It's very simple morality. Like it's just like, oh, I'm the hero, but I'm gonna blow stuff up, but I'm still the good guy because the
Yeah.
game says so.
But I love that commentary on video games about how like people use video games to be violent and do things you couldn't do in real life. But then this wave of like affection towards this guy who from their perspective goes into a video game and does good things, and how people really responded to that and thought it was lovely.
He's a
I
good
don't
guy.
like video games because I think they're too violent.
Free Guy was a really enjoyable movie. Incorporated my love for gaming into a movie. I really enjoyed this. I particularly enjoyed all the little references to the gaming sort of thing. Particularly, there's this one point I don't think anybody else knows apart from me. Tell me if I'm wrong, but there was in the background you could see this guy while he was sort of like rubbing the wall like that. And that's indicates lagging. And that's very fun. Ryan Reynolds, I thought was fantastic. It was arguably, in my opinion, his best performance since Green Lantern, which is fantastic, really. Ryan Reynolds really sold the role of a guy called Free Guy called Guy. My rating overall for Free Guy would be a solid 8 out of 10.
I loved it. It's my kind of film. It was very feel goody and felt good at the end, so I liked it.
I absolutely loved Free Guy. It was absolutely insane. Hands down one of the best movies I've ever seen. The storyline was brilliant, the editing was spectacular, the characters were brilliant. Everything about it fell into sequence. It was amazing. I'm not really a gaming fan, but I play some computer games in all time, but I would understand it. But for someone who didn't have a lot of knowledge in that kind of area, I was able to understand every single joke, and yeah, it was definitely one to watch. Definitely, I would recommend it. My rating for Free Guy would have to be a 10 out of 10, nothing less.
I thought Free Guy was pretty good, and the main star of the show was Ryan Reynolds, and I rarely see him in any other movie except Deadpool, and it was great to see him again because he's definitely a great actor, and he definitely played the part really well, and he was pretty funny in that movie. A lot of funny jokes and all, and him realizing that like he's not real. It was pretty interesting going through his daily routine, and then he just automatically just adjusted, to what the player is seeing. I would give this maybe probably a 9 out of 10.
If there was one thing I could say about Free Guy, it's that they missed out a good joke. They could have went for an ironic title calling it Free Guy and just had Guy himself being DLC, because he wouldn't be Free Guy. Yeah, that sucked. Anyway, the movie was absolutely phenomenal, I gotta say. One strength I will say was that the writing was incredibly clever. Basically, you had the whole thing about the NPCs going about their lives. The opening shots in particular, it was like, oh, you see Guy's morning routine, but it's the same thing every time, so the producers are getting lazy, right? No! Because when you see developers making their NPCs, of course they're going to do the same things every time, because that's their pattern, that's what they're programmed to do. And I thought that was very good indeed. I also liked the world building. The world building was absolutely phenomenal. If you ask me, the movie did an absolutely phenomenal job at setting up the real world from the film world, and in my opinion, it was very well done. The last really good point that I will say were the video game references. Probably a bit of point of contention, and I will say that that was probably the one downside the film maybe had, maybe having a bit too much references to video games and YouTubers. But as far as video game references go, I bloody loved it, and they were really good. You had classics like the Pac-Man Ghosts and the Mega Blaster, to the Portal Gun and the Gravity Gun from, what's it called, Half-Life. You even had modern day phenomenons like GTA and Fortnite. So how good is this movie? I will say it is absolutely phenomenal, and I would rate it a 9.5 out of 10. Outstanding movie that I recommend you watch. Go.
I really like this movie, and as is a theme with me, I didn't think I would like it because it's about video games and I'm not into video games at all. But I really enjoyed it. I love Jodie Comer. I think in a way like she's a bit underutilized here because like she's so amazing, and they got her accents and they got her singing and all, but like she's kind of playing a love interest character, so she's slightly underutilized. However, I really like the love story, not between her and Ryan Reynolds, but between her and her business partner, or former business partner, and the way that he coded her into the game as the love of this guy to hide his own love for her. I was like, oh. And then whenever she found out at the end and went to him, I was like, thank God, because like I thought she was going to stay in this fantasy world with Ryan Reynolds, but she chose the real world and this very lovely guy who really loved her. So yes, 9 out of 10.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, sorry.
It was a good movie, you said.
Jesus.